Well, good afternoon to you. It is an imperfect day, far from the perfect backdrop to a game so highly anticipated, but it is far too special, too important an occasion to be beaten by the elements. There is quite a buzz here. There's nothing quite like match day, especially here. This crowd doesn't do ordinary, and we should be in for something very special. Well, a quick look at the opposition, and results really have not been good for them at all just recently. They haven't won at all in the last three.
Oh, there's no hiding place, Peter. This is becoming a little too serious, and with the usual sound bites being bandied about, they're beginning to run out of excuses for me. The atmosphere amongst the supporters has turned to one of strain, and I just hope the players can cure that before the pressure becomes unbearable, I suppose.
So it's down to business here. Kilman. Socek shifted upfield. Wilson. Shot a goal! Oh, it's come loose. Tavernier. Christie. Semenyo. And here's Evan Nielsen. Chance! Oh, just lacked a decent finish.
I think that miss is going to give him nightmares for a while.
Todibo gently done. Socek. Lucas Paqueta. Wins the duel this time. And here's Bowen. Christie. And it's Tavernier. Now it's Semenyo. Played out wide. He is just caressing the ball. Semenyo gets the shot away. Socek. Moved on forwards. Araujo. Adli. Neither side yet able to find the net. Christie. Socek does really well to win the ball there. Aim forwards. Can he finish? Tavernier. Well, that was a period of possession which carried just about no threat at all. Well, he's going to be disappointed with that. He's not played the ball, that's a foul. And it's Bowen. Great defending, strong and determined.
really has the confidence and skill to be able to hold the ball up like that until support arrives a little sooner. And just maybe there he overdid it slightly and should have released it because the support was arriving quickly.
He can run onto that. Eva Nielsen. Another chance from a corner. Decent chance! It's anyone's ball now. He's trying his best to keep it in play here. He's cut it out. That'll be a throw-in. And here's Tavernier. And that's a... tries a shot! And it's played forward. Adley. Now it's Eva Nielsen. And claimed it back swiftly. Well, the run has been sold a little bit short there.
They should have done a lot better there. The final ball was very poor.
Can he spark a counter here? Nice physical challenge. Semenyo. And he cuts out the supply. And it's shot, surely! Danger averted for now. And here's Semenyo. Now it's Eva Nielsen. And he shoots! Kilman. Todibo forwards and with intent. And it's Bowen. Out to the right. The ball is loose and the chase is on. And that is going to be the final action of the first half. Decent enough half, but neither side able to get on the score sheet. Time for some fresh ideas in the second period, perhaps. And we are up to the break.
What an end to the half, Peter. A lot of the best action of the half coming at the very end, and I get the feeling the second half may well start in similar fashion, as we'd love to see this momentum maintained, so I'm looking forward to what's to come.
So they head in no further forward. The score here, still 0-0. We're already back up and running after half-time.
Well, I can imagine, but...
And he has been fouled there. And a great opportunity to open the scoring here. Christie ready to try one. Christie! Oh, it's come loose. Chance here to counter. Wilson. Now it's Souček. He has found a way through. Now it's Wilson. Souček in acres of space out wide. And the shot! The second half off to a spectacular start. And that was as close to certain as can be.
Way too good, Peter. Too quick, too smart for that defence. We were made to look a little lost, in all honesty.
So the first goal of the game.
Well, it looks like a bit of half-time encouragement was all that was needed.
Whistle's gone, that's a foul. And here's Eva Nielsen. Goes for a shot!
wasn't too much wrong with his effort. He needs to get on the ball again and give it another crack. I would.
That's really well manoeuvred. Lucas Paqueta. Still chasing the game, trailing by 1. And here's Bowen. He is through here. He's in space and looking for options. Played into the middle. Semenyo. Adley. Eva Nielsen. Semenyo.
That's exactly what they need to keep doing. Carry on plugging away and eventually you might just get that little break.
There is an irresistible, irrepressible look about them here.
Well, the question now is whether they can sustain it.
Lucas Paqueta, played out towards the right wing. He's in a great position. He's having a shot! And again! Goal! 2 up now, and they are cruising. Well, was he ever going to miss that? Of course he wasn't.
Yeah, the goal was really well worked. Look, the game was a constant search for space, and he found a pocket.
Things starting to look very comfortable.
Yeah, and you have to say that the contrast of moods are very visible now. They really fancy themselves to go and...
Shoots! Good run, lovely take, but that is where it stopped.
That's good running. It makes life so much easier when you have people who are willing to go beyond the defence like that.
And he's there to clear it. Bowen. Muscular approach does pay off here. And it's Tavernier. Now it's Evan Nielsen. Semenyo is flagged offside. Crowds. Kilman. And here's Wilson. Oh, that's a nice ball. It's come through and he's had a quick look inside. Time to deliver. That's a cute ball. Evan Nielsen, who's steaming forward. Well, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Looks as though there's been a call to arms here for those 6 foot plenty. That could spell trouble. Tavernier is on his own. Can he finish? Oh no, that could be a costly miss.
Well, at least they're showing some positive intent now, Peter. That's the sort of urgency that's required when you do go behind.
Checks on the touchline. A change about to occur.
Yeah, it's about time I think we saw some activity from the bench, but it's debatable as to what level of impact can be made from here. It's pretty late.
Bowen. Souček, who does have an assist to his name. And reclaimed it in a trice. Well, that's beautifully weighted. He's being urged to shoot. Shapes to shoot! There it is!
It's just sloppy to lose the ball like that, Peter. The ease which they were able to cut through them from there, that definitely doesn't have a good look about it.
So, time for changes on both sides, actually.
Well, for me, this was the obvious substitution. He'd become just a little jaded, and as a result of that, he was most likely to make a mistake. I think sometimes when the body becomes tired, the brain goes with it, and I think that's happened in this case.
This is threatening to become a really good game.
Well, they'll just be praying that one more chance falls their way.
Up he goes! And the keeper couldn't hold it.
This is a show of real intent to add another goal to their lead. No hesitation whatsoever.
He's had a shot!
This usually is the time teams go into conservation mode.
Tavernier.
I think we're about to see a frenetic finish. No half measures from here.
Totibo, Wan-Bissaka, Soucek, and it's Bowen. Solid defending, refused to be outmuscled. Lucas Paqueta, and the counter is on. It is now or never, time is against them. Time is up, and there goes the whistle. Well, the players and the coaches have plenty to think about here. A disappointing outing, and they collect nothing for it. How would you summarise what we've seen today then, Jim?
Listen, despite the loss, they have to take something from this. I think the coach will have seen things he needs to work on, so I'm sure they have a lot of sorting out to do before the next game, and they can get there.
Well, that's it from us. Thanks very much, Jim. It's a very good day to you from both of us. Well, good afternoon to you. It is an imperfect day, far from the perfect backdrop to a game so highly anticipated, but it is far too special, too important an occasion to be beaten by the elements. There is quite a buzz here. Expectations and decibels both rising fast here. Things are heating up and we'll be getting underway very soon. It does seem to be a 4-3-3, Jim.
Yeah, Peter, you can look at this formation 1 minute and think that it is 4-3-3, and the next time you check it'll be 4-5-1, and it's all to do with whether you've got the ball or not, and the wider attacking players being asked to apply defensive discipline too. When it does turn to a 5 across midfield, then the shape of this team takes on a much tidier, compact defensive look.
So that's got things underway. Adley. Tavernier. Arsenal were imperious when the two sides last met, and the fans are asking for more of the same. Saka. Semenyo, not one to pass up the chance to run at the defence. He loves those duels.
Well, you can't grumble when a player at least tries to make something happen.
Now it's Saka. And it's Rice. Rice, oh, good spread. Good ball, good take. And the finish! Rice with the short one. And it's hoisted clear. Marino, played out to the right. White, oh, it's played into the area.
Arsenal really are making good use of that right-hand side. The light is very much the colour green. Look, it's the width that's providing this momentum, and they look set to further exploit. Really aren't convincing right now. It has to start in defence, but the whole team needs a wake-up call.
Great defending, strong and determined. Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. That has been cut short. Now looking to orchestrate a counter. And the shot! Oh, split-second reaction.
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that.
Not pretty, but it gets the job done. Lewis Skelly. Eze! Eze! A real chance and a real let-off.
Yeah, I think that miss is going to give him nightmares for a while.
Eva Nielsen, Semenyo, Mosquera gets over and intercepts.
Really are pushing their fullbacks forward now.
Aiming to do what?
Well, it's a case of engaging your opponents further up the pitch to take the sting out of opposition attacks. It's effectively a wide press.
Last-ditch defending, but that'll do. Good defending, albeit from an unexpected source.
Yeah, listen, we often get critical of a forward's tackle.
White concedes a free kick for that. And that's going to be a booking. Mikel Merino, who scored a great individual goal for the opener in his last game. And it's Tavernier. It's run loose here. Arsenal are having a tough week. It is a crazy schedule for them.
Yeah, it's a tough spell, and guarding against fatigue for the players is key now. Tiredness can be the blame for Mori.
Rice with a definite foul there. And that's a booking, always looked it. Adley. Now then, the ball's come loose. Referee's given a throw. Moved on forwards. Martinelli. Merino, and it's played forward. Saka. Now who's going to be first to this? Eze! And that wasn't far away.
No, he just got it ever so slightly wrong, Peter. There wasn't much in that at all.
Semenyo.
Well, that's good defending. He squeezed the play and he gave him no chance to get on the turn.
Arsenal getting a lot of touches here, but they're not making much progress. Semenyo. Eze cuts a frustrated figure right now. He just cannot get away.
Look, he could do with someone else taking responsibility to shift the target. He badly needs some help here.
And it's White. And here's Saka. Eze. Decent chance! Same again, same outcome.
Arsenal really can be very happy with the way they're going about things, Peter. They'll want to capitalise on this good spell, though.
And the first half is done. Decent enough half, but neither side able to get on the score sheet. Time for some fresh ideas in the second period, perhaps. Any strong opinions on the first half?
Well, there's no way to disguise the fact that they've been poor. Not a single shot on goal tells you all you need to know, Peter. Everything seems a little hurried to me, a little rushed, panicked even at times.
An intriguing half, lacking only in goals. The score 0-0. That gets things going for the second half. Both sides defensively robust up to now. And he cuts out a supply. And the counter is on. That looks a good ball through. Semenyo. Oh, it's come loose. Big chance! Adley. Arsenal, whose last result owes so much to the astuteness of their manager.
Well, Peter, you just can't argue with the substitutions. They were spot on, and the timing of each were perfect too. That sort of decisive management is a winning formula in itself.
Can he latch on to this? White. And that is not finding anyone.
Have beautifully policed that midfield. The opposition have been handcuffed.
Jimenez, aim forwards. Tavernier. Well, played right into his path. Shot, surely! No, that wasn't killing anyone.
Evan Nielsen really would relish another crack at that same challenge, I suspect.
And it's Eze. Saka. White. And that has been clubbed away. Mikel Merino does really well to win the ball there. Lewis Skelly. That's tidy. And here's Jesus. Gabriel Jesus. Merino. Oh, that's a fine challenge. The pressing's intense, and it's paid off. And here's Jesus. Jesus has a go! Oh, just lacked a decent finish.
I can't quite believe he's missed that, Peter.
Arsenal making consecutive changes here. They're trying everything to subdue him here.
Well, he's been hiding in plain sight, but the opposition have been...
Oh, he's going to be pulled back for that one. And the referee has shown him a yellow card. And it's Jimenez. Gabriel gets it clear. Ball's gone out of play. Havertz. Adley. Oh, Red, nice interception. Oh, it's been flattened there. Kepa, on ball by the goalkeeper. White. He's well positioned here. Chance! Well, that wasn't too dissimilar to the previous attempt. A couple of changes then in quick succession. Is there, and he can pick it up. Saka, oh look at the space here. Arsenal claiming a corner, and the referee concurs. And it's been taken short. Up he goes! Lofted upfield.
Arsenal really can't be faulted for their attitude, and if they go on to win this, it'll be fun.
Yeah, that does look a foul. Referee's given a free kick. And here's Madueke. Havertz, and a chance! It's off target and by quite a way.
Incredible. He had all the time in the world to pick his spot as well.
So we have a double substitution going on here. Christie. And it's Jimenez. Semenyo. Jimenez. Semenyo. Tavernier. A reprieve, albeit perhaps momentary. Rapidly approaching the end.
Well, it's very much looking like this might be destined for a scoreless outcome. Concentration levels are very good, and so is the commitment. This game could yet yield a winner.
Gabriel. White. And played cross-field, changing the point of attack. And it's been played through. Now it's Madueke. Madueke. Now it's Saka. Decent chance! Oh, yes! It's there! And that's got to be it! That has got to be it!
The keeper deserves some sympathy there. He may not have seen that until too late.
So there's going to be another change here. Arsenal take the lead. Now it's just a question of holding on.
Well, look, Peter, I feel I've got to stress that there's still time for another, so we can't be too presumptuous yet.
Goes for a shot! And the whistle's gone, presumably for offside. Now it's Tavernier. Rain starting to fall here. It has been looking that way for a little while. Kluivert. Eva Nilsson. Cleared away. Might be danger here. Nice interception, well timed. And that's that. So it's a quick trip back to the drawing board, and looking at the manager's face, his plan clearly failed to materialise as he intended. Your final thoughts, Jim?
It's a poor result. They offered very little goal threat, and it's the kind of unproductive performance that can drain confidence pretty quickly. At the business end, they just can't close the deal.
Welcome everyone to the game that has everyone talking. Both teams will be wanting to put on a show for their supporters here, and anticipation in the stands is building nicely. And the mood is boisterous. It is a perfect ambience for the central characters who are ready now to perform. It is our understanding that they've gone with a 4-5-1.
Well, most teams that use this system, Peter, will work it in a way where, yes, they'll have a 4-5-1 shape off the ball and ideally a 4-3-3 shape on it. We often see that 4-1-4-1 shape too, and that has an obvious flexibility about it. It's a popular managerial selection because of that. It's just extremely flexible with all the numbers I've mentioned.
So it's down to business here. Well, he was clearly disappointed with that pass.
They should have done a lot better there. The final ball was very poor.
And here's Evan Nielsen. Evan Nielsen was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. Tielemans moved on forwards. Cross goes in there.
Well, he had to bide his time a bit there, Peter. Needed more targets to aim at in the box.
Guessel. Oh, that's neat. It's run loose here. Adley. Driving on and making good progress. Semenyo. Good work on the right flank here. Semenyo with an air of confidence about him, a certain swagger.
Well, I thought that run had balance and control, skill and strength. The sort of desire we hope will spread.
Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. Sancho, a chance to play it in by Sancho, that has been knocked clear. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Mings goes forward. Adley, oh, good spread. Well, this is turning out to be a lively old game.
Yeah, especially in those wide areas, something the team have clearly identified as being the more productive of the channels.
The ball is loose and the chase is on. And they've got a throw. Well, played through for the wide man. Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. And he's managed to get free. Real chance! His position was perfect. The invitation was there for him, and his response absolutely clinical.
Again, that's terrific movement, Peter, and an even better pass. It's beautifully played.
That's clear cut, it's a free kick. And it's Jimenez. Semenyo. well positioned here. And a chance! Last-ditch defending. And again! A real chance and a real let-off. Pressing's intense, and it's paid off. Tielemans. That's tidy. Can he deliver? Tielemans, and the shot! Has fallen kindly here. Sticks it away. And they're at it again in double quick time. Petrovic, some heroic goalkeeping, but even that couldn't save them this time.
Well, I admire players who do that because they just don't give up on anything.
Things starting to look very comfortable.
Well, it's been an absolutely fabulous spell for them, and they're starting to look unstoppable. There could be more on the way.
That was very necessary. It's an inviting looking ball, that. Well played, that has snuffed out the danger. Semenyo, Eva Nilsson takes a shot! He has done it! And that is about as cool as they come. He picked his spot expertly.
He had the whole picture in his head, Peter. He didn't even look at the goalkeeper.
We have got ourselves a game here.
Well, what a difference a goal makes. Now all of a sudden it seems the belief is back.
Onana shifted upfield. Well, that's beautifully weighted. Shoots! He scored! A two-goal lead, and they're firmly in control.
Peter, they should just never have lost the ball from there, but you have to give credit and fairness to the front-footed pressing too. Made things quite uncomfortable for them.
So the lead now is 2.
Well, everything is going to plan, Peter. A day for a regular managerial heartbeat, at least for one.
Eva Nilsson really has been in sparkling form, hasn't he? He's through and all along Semenyo! And he hits the net! With half-time at hand! Perfect timing!
Well, as options go, that was a superb choice. It's over and in. Job done.
This is threatening to become a really good game.
Well, there's a real sense that the momentum has shifted here, Peter. The crowd are reacting to that now.
Perception, his positioning was spot on. Guessall! Guessall! Oh, split-second reaction.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he?
Senesi. And the half-time whistle goes.
It's kind of a hard one to call, Peter, isn't it? I mean, from what we've seen so far, both sides have provided ample evidence that they can add more goals, and I'm sure their respective managers have reminded them that the next one will be pretty crucial. So it's going to be interesting to see how the teams come out for the next period.
That's the start of another 45 minutes. So, 45 minutes to turn it round. Tielemans does really well to win the ball, but he ran himself into trouble there. Free kick given away. Charging forward, the ball at his feet. Eva Nilsson. And it's hoisted clear. And it's played forward. McGinn. Gesson. Tries a deft little ball. Sancho. Delivered with swing. Senesi attempts a clearance. Great defending, strong and determined. Gesson. Adley wins the duel this time.
Yeah, I think the word from the touchline, Peter, is that defence needs to focus on runners and balls over the top.
Yeah, it's a clear change in approach, isn't it?
Yeah, and if they drop off, there has to be a strong level of industry from other departments in front.
Well timed, excellent interception. Senesi. Gesson. Played out to the right. Now it's Tielemans. Showing good feet. Gesson! That was no routine save.
I think he's done great there, both reading it and dealing with it.
Well, there is some activity down on the touchline. It seems there's going to be a change. Semenyo is being withdrawn here, but he's certainly made his mark.
Well, this could purely be down to rotation with the next game in mind, but he doesn't look very happy.
Sancho. In by Sancho. He's shooting! And a terrific save from the keeper.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
So now we're going to get those changes we have been expecting. A warm ovation on his way off, and that is the least he deserves.
Look, you can only give your all, and he's delivered in that regard, and I think the manager has probably just spotted now a little tiredness creeping in, and, you know, if that's the case, then, you know, he's doing the right thing.
Christie.
That's exactly what they need to keep doing. Carry on plugging away, and eventually you might just get that little break.
This is a really front-footed approach.
You know, the interest value in this game might just take off from here.
And that's left him on the seat of his pants. He's gone down, but the referee just tells him to get back up again. That defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal. But it had to be. He's shifting through the gears here.
I think the message here is quite clear, Peter. They want another one, and will seemingly keep going until they get it.
Challenge. Nothing wrong with that tackle. Ball won cleanly. Sancho. In by Sancho. And he's there to clear it.
They may end up with some regret with this tactic, but you have to admire their commitment to goals.
He's had a shot! No mistake! They are right back in business. Speed of thought, efficiency of movement, and certainty of outcome.
Yeah, keeping calm and taking a touch like that when it's all going on around you isn't always that easy, but he made it look like a double. Finishing it off was quite simple after that. Well, his stamina was called into question then, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with his heart and the efforts he put in. He was very willing, though, not quite able.
We have ourselves a real game here.
Well, at this stage, Peter, it's going to come down to how badly they want to win this.
Succumbs to the pressure. And that is out of play. Truffert. And here's Tavernier. Muscular approach does pay off here. Tavernier. Oh, look at the space here. Oh, what a pass! He's having a shot! Oh, yes, it's there! And that may just do it! Perfect placement, the one place the keeper couldn't reach.
Well, Peter, I think the keeper knew straight away he was never going to get to it.
Having turned the game on its head, now can they hold out?
There's still a bit left in it, Peter, but they should find the necessary to avoid a slip-up now.
Now it's Watkins. Board shows there will be 3 extra minutes. I think we're just about done here. And it's claimed by the keeper. And that's it. They are pumped. Boy, they're pumped. A tough win earned through the power of will. And this place is bouncing. Thrilling, nail-biting, perhaps frustrating until the very end. But we do have a winner.
Well, this looked like it had a draw written all over it, Peter, so credit where it's due. They found a way to win it, and they can take great satisfaction from never losing that focus.
So before we go, many thanks to Jim Beglin for his input, and from us both, good afternoon.